Brandenburg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll. And one of the things that most of us who watch these videos talk about is the weather. And that's because we work out in that weather. That weather affects what we do, when we do it, and how we do it. So we talk a lot about the weather, and particularly we talk a lot about the weather in the wintertime. And if you've looked at the weather, if you look at it from a national basis, they're talking about how brutal and how horrible the winter's been in the Midwest and the Northeast, and that certainly has been true. Not too many accounts of what it's doing in the Southern Hemisphere, where some places are having the hottest and driest summer on record, and in other parts of the country where the weather isn't necessarily brutal during the winter. So here in North Carolina, and for much of the southeastern U.S. As a whole, the winter's actually been quite mild. In February it's going to be well above normal as far as the temperature, and I've been watching this fire ant mound all winter. And obviously this is not in my lawn, it's in the neighbor's lawn, but I've been watching it all winter, and it has stayed relatively active all winter long. So here we are today that we're filming this. It's the 15th of February, and I'm just going to see if this mound is still active, just as an indication of how relatively mild the winter's been here. So let's take a look and see what these guys are doing. Oh yeah, they're coming out and they're real active. And here it is, late winter, and here in Raleigh, North Carolina, these fire ants still are very, very active due to the mild winter. So, my point that I want to make here today is that you can't really go on what the national or the large scale is, because in individual locations, individual situations, you're going to have your own particular weather patterns for that season. And in the Southeast, if you contrast that with just 500 miles away with the Midwest, much different, a much different scenario. So as I've told you so many times, it's your localized environment. It's not the general weather patterns as a whole as to what takes place in your location. So make sure you keep local records, you keep track of them year after year, so you can relate how one year compares to the other and really make good, timely decisions on all of your pest management. Hope that helps. Look forward to talking with you again soon.